Oh, oops. Hang on. Wow, that's longer than I thought it was. Okay. They've been blowing me up to do this. Alright. That's for a game I don't play anymore. Well, I hardly ever play anymore. Okay, so HMD wants me to do this anonymous, I guess, review thingy. I hardly ever do 10, so I'm going to say 9 because yeah, I would refer someone here. Oh, that's cool. Oh. Okay. What the heck? Oh, that's it? I was thinking it was going to be something better than that. Weird. Alright, anyways. Yeah, people ask me, and I haven't done an official review, but basically, my truck number is 1141. If you are interested in hiring on, you want to give me as a referral. Overall, like I said, I'm happy here. I like it. The trucks are nice. They're smart trucks. Sometimes they can be a pain in the butt, but overall, I haven't really had any trouble with them. Maintenance is good. The mechanics, I've heard people complain about the mechanics, but I haven't really had any trouble to be honest. Some people just like to complain to complain. Sometimes I feel like I'm that way. But, because people piss me off and then I just complain. But to be honest, I haven't had anything about the shop, anything to complain about the shop. About maintenance. They've done a really good job. That being said, they got a really small yard and a really small shop. So I'm sure they can't really do as good as they would like to do. But the company is growing. From what I understand, they are building a bigger terminal in Gary, Indiana. And there we'll have a lot more parking. That's a negative. I don't like the yard there in Chicago Heights. Especially on the weekends, I do not like going in there. But I'm looking forward to the new yard in Gary, Indiana. It's supposed to have a workout room. It's supposed to be really big. There is one negative now that I'm thinking about it. When I hired on, I thought the company was out of Illinois, not Indiana. And I don't like Indiana because Indiana is pretty communist. So it's common knowledge that when you work in another state, you're going to have to pay the state taxes for that state as well as your own state. And I get that. I don't like it. I think the taxes are unconstitutional to begin with. But what am I going to do about it? I'm only one person. We all have to stand up against unlawful taxation. But, when I hired on, they wanted me to, do all the paperwork, blah, 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 for Indiana taxes. And even though I didn't really want to do it, I did it. Whatever. Well, then, this year, I got a notice that I also had to pay city and county taxes for Indiana. And I'm like, that's definitely not legal. That cannot be legal. I never filled out the forms. Indiana can kiss my butt. But that's a major negative. And the company should do something about it. We the people should stand up and do something about that. I'm not going to pay it. They're going to have to, they'll have to garnish my wages or something because I'm not paying it. They can kiss my butt. But that's Indiana. That only reflects on the company because the company's not standing up to Indiana. Because I don't think that's legal, to be honest. I don't even think we should be paying the state taxes if we don't live there. Let alone city and county taxes. It's like, why are you wanting me to pay city and county taxes in a city and county that I don't even live? It's bad enough I got to pay your state tax. So, yeah. Yeah. Needless to say, I'm not happy about that one. But anyways, the only problems I've had with HMD is my last dispatcher. Really. My first dispatcher was great. Had no problems. In fact, he made me love the company. I was like, wow, I love this place, And the people are really nice overall in general. I haven't really had any issues with anybody. Other drivers, personnel. There's one weird guy when I first started, but I don't have to deal with him anymore. So But anyways, yeah, I mean, he didn't really, he just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but it was probably just a personality clash. But again, like I said, I only had to deal with him for the first day or two that I was here. And then after that, I didn't have to deal with him anymore. But yeah, everybody's been, fairly nice, or I would, say really nice. I haven't had any issues with anybody except my last dispatcher. And he wasn't like a total jerk or anything. He acted like he was trying to be nice, but he basically just ignored my wishes. He ignored my concerns and pretty much wanted to dictate to me how I was going to operate, when I was going to go home, and how long I was going to stay home. It was like, I work for him, and I'm like, nah, dude, it don't work like that. When I hired on, I was told this, and I'm sticking to it, and you're going to stick to it too. I'm not some rookie driver you can push around. So, but like I said, he wasn't a total douchebag or anything. He just, he just wanted to tell me what to do, or he wanted me to do it his way. He wasn't flexible. And he kept screwing other things up too. Like, he went on vacation, and I had a substitute dispatcher, and he told her I lived an hour away from where I really lived. And so whenever she got me a load to go home, she went and sent me out a route to go home without pay. But it was even further than she thought it was, because she thought I lived in Springfield when I live northwest of Springfield. So I went an extra 2 hours out of route to go home than what she originally thought she was sending me out of route to go home. So it's like, and he knew better, but it's like, and I had him for a month and a half, and then I had her for 2 weeks, and that was a nightmare. But now I got a new dispatcher, and he seems okay, but I don't know. I can't pass judgment on him yet. So we'll see how he does over the next couple weeks. But my second dispatcher, he was okay too. It's just that third guy, he just didn't work out. So, like I told a guy in the comment section of one of my other videos, if your dispatcher's not working for you, don't just put up with it till you quit. Get a different dispatcher. When I finally said something, I waited too long. I probably waited, 2 weeks, 4 weeks too long. But I wanted to give the guy a chance, But it was a hassle pretty much from the get-go. But the driver relations guy was like, I'm glad you said something, and it's doing something about it, because most guys don't. Most guys just deal with it and then they quit, and that doesn't help anybody. So, and I tend to have that problem anyways. I tend to be like that myself. I'm not really too nice of a nice guy, but in a way I am. It's like I give people the benefit of the doubt. I turn the other cheek, so to speak, and I let people walk on me. Well, once they walk on you once or twice, they think, oh, I can just keep walking on you, and I'll just keep doing it. And just the problem just gets worse. I've dealt with that with people in the past. I'm dealing with that with people now, and I got to nip it in the bud. And it's harder to nip it in the bud later rather than sooner. So I'm getting better at, nipping things in the bud and keeping my cool about it. You got to keep your cool, because if you nip it in the bud early, it's easier to keep your cool about it. Where later, you're upset and angry when you're nipping it, and you become nippy, And, so like I said, I'm dealing with that with a friend right now. And I'm trying not to be too agile with him, but I'm trying to get the situation back under control, because he's basically taking advantage of me. But that's been going on for a few years now, and like I said, I should have done something about it sooner. But part of it was I didn't realize, everything that was going on. I somewhat had the wool pulled over my eyes. And part of that's my own being blind or naive or whatever. But anyhow, that's a different topic. So HMD. I was going to do a video walk around with the truck and trailer while doing this, but I was just going to do that. What is it? That review thingy, and it turned out to be shorter than I expected. I thought it was like something substantial. I'm like, wait, what? That's all? But I can't really think of anything that I don't like about the company, to be honest. When before I hired on, I was working for a tanker outfit. I was hauling liquid cattle feed. And I liked what I was doing. I just, people didn't take very good care of their equipment, and that was a major issue for me. And those are the flatbed trucks. So we got a flatbed division and a dry van division, over the road and regional. I think that's it. So I put in an application for another tanker outfit, and then these guys called me because I guess that company, the website that I put my application in with the other company, sold my information to HMD. So HMD called me. They said I liked their Facebook profile, which actually I didn't. So I don't know where they got that information. Maybe that was a cover story for them buying my information. But anyhow, I'm not hating. I like I said, I like it here. So they are governed at 70 miles an hour. You could probably get 71 out of it if you keep your foot in it, but I don't ever do that. In fact, I usually run 67, 68, because I don't like to run against my governor. Power inverters, yes, they got power inverter, they got a refrigerator, they got a microwave. I don't ever use the microwave, hardly ever, because I got a air fryer, because it's healthier. They even said I could take the passenger seat out of the truck so I can put a bigger refrigerator in here if I wanted to. I was like, sweet. APU system. I don't have an APU in this truck. I don't know what trucks have APUs. But this truck has an S-bar heater, and it's got some kind of air conditioning system. And this truck is optimized idle. So it'll run the heat or the AC until the batteries get so low, and then the engine will kick on and recharge the batteries. That being said, in the winter, if the temperature drops below, I think 20 degrees, the truck will stay idling. Oh, the truck will stay idling for I don't know how long. I think an hour or two. So, but if you got anti-gel, you don't really have to worry about that. And I believe this truck has the fuel return, so it heats the fuel while it's idling, and then it returns the fuel back to the tanks. So you don't have to worry about them gelling up as much. So you don't really need to use anti-gel as much. But if I'm going up north and it's going to be, close to 20 degrees, and I know I'm not going to be idling, I'm putting anti-gel in there. I don't care. CYOA, always cover your butt. And they give you anti-gel there at the terminal. They don't have a problem with that. And I've gotten reimbursed for everything that I know of. I haven't checked lately. I'm kind of slacking in that department. But pretty much everything that I've checked has checked out. There was one detention that I didn't get paid because the dispatcher didn't put it with payroll. Of course, I screenshot every time a dispatcher tells me that I'm going to get detention, I'll screenshot it, and I put everything in Cam Scanner, and I organize all of my stuff here in Cam Scanner. So here's all my loads, and here's all the loads that I've verified. Like I said, I'm slacking in that department. Detention not paid. This is the load that I didn't get my detention on, and I said something to the company about it, and they said basically that the dispatcher didn't put it with the paperwork or whatever for payroll to pay me. But luckily I had the screenshots, so I'm supposed to get paid for that. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't gone back to double check, but that's the only issue I had. Everything else has been taken care of. They've been really good about that. The only payroll issue I really have is they have this Paycom thing. It's on my other phone. It's on my work phone. I don't really like it. Paycom. I'm still trying to figure out what the username and password is to it. I can't get in there. I called to have somebody call me back, and nobody's called me back, and I keep forgetting to call them and bug them. But I do kind of need that information for taxes. I mean, tax season, I got to get that to my tax people. But I have these documents so that they send me every week. So I sent those to my accountant. Hopefully that's good enough. They can figure it out. So, but those are just my settlement sheets, right? Oops. Payroll. These are just my settlement sheets that they send me each week. I'm not going to open it up because I don't know if it's going to show like my social security number or not. Actually, I don't think it does. Let me go ahead and open it up. All right, cool. It don't. So this is the last load last deal that I got paid for. So this is actually one of my lowest paychecks, $1,156. Let me see. This one looks like it's actually less. This was a short week. Well, no, yeah. I only had 2 runs on this one. and something else. Oh, the anti-gel. See, they reimbursed me for my anti-gel. And I still made $1,100 and I only had 2 runs. You know? I get those little bottles of anti-gel. They're like $8 a piece or something like that. 8 and 8, 16. I guess I only got 2 that day. I normally get 4 at a time. 12.5. Maybe I got a different one that day because they might have been out. I don't remember. But anyhow, yeah, I haven't had any trouble, to be honest. I haven't had any real issues. Manual or automatic? I actually wanted a manual, but the division that I'm on is automatic. And to be honest, the automatics aren't that bad. They're horrible if you're pulling a tanker. Not so much going forward, but going backwards. Oh my God. Trying to back an automatic pulling a tank with the liquid moving around all the time, it is horrible. Horrible. I hate it. But this is a dry fan. It's not that big of a deal. I've actually gotten really good at feathering the throttle properly in order to back. Sometimes it throws me off, but yeah, backing with an automatic is just totally weird and different than with the stick. With the stick, you can control it better. But anyway, I don't know. I like it. To be honest, I like it. So, the only real issue with an automatic is like when I'm climbing hills and stuff, it'll shift on me when I don't want it to, and then it bogs me down, and then it automatically will shift again, and it bogs me down some more because it's doing a lot of worthless shifting, and so you have to put it in manual and make it do what you want it to do. Which I'm getting better at doing that. I like to stay in 11th gear most of the time when I'm climbing hills. I'll just keep it at like 67 and climb the hills, and then Jake brake will work better going downhill because I'm in higher RPMs. But yeah, it'll sit there and shift between 11 and 12, 11 and 12, 11 and 12, and you lose momentum, and it drives you crazy. But anyways, other than that, like I said, it's nice. Let's see here. Combo, sleeper, that's normal. Mini fridge, yeah, it's got the fridge. And the freezer actually keeps some stuff frozen. It's not a very big freezer, but you know, hey. High roof. Yeah, it's not a studio sleeper, but it's a condo. I don't know what the difference between a condo and a combo sleeper is, but oh well. Removable rider seat. Oh yeah. That okay. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. See if I met any of these guys. Nah, I don't think I met any of them yet. Anyways, the pay is decent. I saw a deal on Facebook. I think I met that guy. Um, I saw a deal on Facebook about how they're paying up to like 79 cents a mile. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm basically making 75 cents a mile. Part of that's per diem. These are the owners, husband and wife. I haven't actually met him. I seen him. I crossed his path. He was on his way to or from the office, and I didn't really say anything to him or vice versa. But that's the owners, and the HMD is basically named after them. I think that's his first name, her first name, and their last name. I forget which is which, but anyhow. Benefit Trucking. That's one of the other divisions, and I can't remember if that is the flatbed or over the road or what, but anyways, like I said, oh wait, here we go. Regional solo van. That's basically what I'm doing. Over the road dry van. I got a friend who's doing that. He actually wants to go to regional, but he can't because he lives in Florida. I would actually go over the road if they didn't do to the northeast, or any if I didn't have to go east at all. I don't mind going west. I just don't want to go to the East Coast. But I like the Midwest. I'd rather just stay right here where I am. The older I get, the more I kind of want to just settle in. I grew up a nomad. I've been a nomad pretty much my whole life, but I'm just kind of settling in now as I get older. Flatbed over the road dry van team. Okay, so they don't have a training program, but from what I understand, if you're an experienced driver with X amount of years experience, you can train someone if they're going to be your team driver. So, for example, this is the only way I would do it, right? So if I met a girl that I liked, like say, I was working in 2013, I was working for a tanker outfit. And I had a girlfriend who wanted to drive team with me. She wanted to learn how to drive truck and run team with me. So I did a lot of homework. Obviously not enough, but I did a lot of homework. And we went to KLLM FFE. So I left the tanker outfit that I was working for, and we went there. I ran team with the guy I met in orientation while she was in school, because he was kind of a noob. And so he wanted to run, him and I clicked. He wanted to run team with me while she was in school so I could kind of teach him some things that he didn't learn at the previous company. Since I was a seasoned driver, if you will. And so when she got out of school, then we ran team together. So a situation like that, I wouldn't have to quit the company. She can get in the truck with me, and I could teach her how to drive. I could be the trainer. And then, once she gets her skills, whatever, then, we get more miles, basically. At first, we wouldn't get very many miles because, they're learning how to drive. But, as the person you're training gets better, you get more miles. and then boom, boom, boom. And so, yeah, and that's actually not a bad idea. It's like if you have somebody in your family, like say my mom, for example, my mom, she knows how to drive, right? Okay. She's got her Class B. My mom taught me how to drive, but my mom's never done over the road tractor trailer before, you know? So, say my mom wanted to be my co driver, I could teach her the road ropes, if you will, and, tractor trailer stuff. Basically fill in the blanks. Whatever she doesn't already know, I can fill her in. But driving, she'd have no problem. Backing, maybe she might have some issues, but especially getting in some of these messed up docks. But going forward, she already knows what she's doing, right? So my mom, that'd be another good example how you can teach somebody to drive, but they would have to be your co-driver after it's said and done. They don't have a training program per se. So, and the only way I would run team again is if it was with my woman. Although, like I said, if I did short term, like say that guy in orientation, if him and I ran team, because the guy that's over the road right now, he wants to go regional. He was kind of a noob. He only had about a year experience, and he's always calling me, picking my brain because there's things he don't know, right? And so, something like that, I would call that like fast track training. In fact, I used to do that with CR England many moons ago. And of course, I did a bunch of things with CR England. But I was also a repo driver for them. I used to repo their lease trucks. I would never lease a truck. But anyways, solo team, drive team, hazmat and doubles. I don't have my hazmat anymore. I let it go. I've never seen them pull doubles, so I don't know anything about that. Let's see here. Lease purchase. I don't suggest that. But I've only seen or heard of one negative comment about this company's lease purchase program. So I can't say neither here nor there. I personally don't like lease purchase programs unless you go to Peterbilt and lease it from Peterbilt. Then that way you're free to take it wherever you want, and you're not worried about them cutting your throat. Because this company seems cool and everything, but you're locked in. If you lease their truck, you can't take it somewhere else. And if you're not happy here, then you're kind of screwed, right? So, if you find a better deal somewhere else, then you can't go. You're stuck. You're locked in. So, lease purchase, unless you're gonna lease it from Freightliner, Peterbilt, Kenworth, whatever. I personally don't endorse that. But anyways, there's another one. Dry van, local. Those guys seem to be treated really well. I don't know, because I don't really talk to them a whole lot. But the local drivers, they seem to be treated really, really well. I don't know if they get treated better than us, but it appears like they do. And hey, but you need good local drivers to be watching back, especially in Chicago. That's where most of our local stuff is. And I would much rather drop the trailer in the yard and let a local guy deliver it. So, if he's got my back, then by all means, take care of him, him, her, whoever. Chicago, I mean, I'm kind of used to Chicago, so it's not a big deal. A lot of people don't like Chicago. But it's not that bad. I'd much rather go to Chicago than, say, New York City. That really chaps my hide. Or even LA. LA can be rough. Chicago's not as bad as LA. Let's see. Anywhere northeast is just bad. I mean, not like upstate New York or Massachusetts, but, yeah. But any big city can be a pain in the buttocks. Let's see what else they got. That I can comment on. Oh, it's all on this page. Reviews, about. I guess it's all on one page. Yep. So anyway, yeah, they were founded in 1998. Oh, here it is. Henry. Okay, so her name is, I can't even pronounce that. And then Diva. I would want to say Diva. And she's probably a diva to him. And then Henry, and then their last name is Malukas. I don't know. They're from another country, but like I said, I don't have a problem working for a foreign company, if you will, as long as they treat me right. And so far, so good. I make decent money. I'm home every week. I don't mind running 7 days and taking 2 days off. That's why I told this guy. They like us regional drivers to work, I guess, 5 days a week and then have a 34-hour reset. But when I hired on, I told them I want 2 full days. And they're like, okay, you can have 2 full days. So I'm holding them to that. So I don't care if I only work 5 days a week and get my 2 full days. Or if I work 7 days a week and get my 2 full days. I want my 2 full days. I don't have to kill myself anymore like I used to. And I'll run hard while I'm out here. I'll run hard, legal, practical, safe. I may not make them as much money as some other drivers, but I also won't cost them as much money as some other drivers. So I'm kind of like a fair balance, if you will. Unlike some people who don't make you money and just cost you money, or people who make you money and then they cost you more money than you make, tearing up your equipment, So I take very good care of my equipment. I want to run between 2,000 and 2,500 miles a week. If I wasn't in the dock every day, I could easily run 2,500 miles a week. So if you don't mind being in the dock every day, this could work, It don't bother me too much because basically the runs are only like 500 miles. And so it's like just about every day I'm either dropping and hooking or I'm live load. And so it's like I'll do about 250 miles in the morning. Drop, then go pick up a load. Then I'll do about another 250 miles, then go to bed. you know. And it's not like that every day. Some days it's better, some days it's worse. But some places are drop and hook. I'd much rather places be like window, drop and hook, or window live unload, live load. You're in and out within 2 hours. But that's in a perfect world. We don't live in that place. It'd be nice, but So, anyways, yeah, I guess that's it. Like I said, I don't really think there's too many negatives here. I mean, you could find them if you're looking for them. I'm trying to think of some, and I just can't really think of too many. I did a lot of research on the internet looking at reviews for this company, and I didn't really hardly find any negative reviews. The worst reviews that I found about this company was people talking bad about the drivers. So, like other companies, other drivers, other people talking bad about HMD drivers. So, we as drivers need to step up our game, and especially here at HMD, because these guys really do, I think, they really do take care of you. There's a few things that I think should be different or better. Like I would rather go further west and have a little bit longer miles. I maybe be in a dock every other day instead of every day. But I hired on from Midwest Regional, and that's how they operate. So I kind of got to operate within those parameters. The exception to that is, they want me to do 34-hour resets, and when I hired on, though, they said I get 2 full days, so I get 2 full days. But that's the parameter that we agreed on when I came in the door. But yeah, I mean, basically, it's almost like a local job. It's just regional, so you're in the docks a lot. But they're not like, I've done regional jobs with other companies before, and they were so asinine. Of course, this is back during paper logs too, right? This is during paper logs. And, back then, dispatchers were more ruthless than they are now. Now we got the computer logs watching our back, so to speak. I don't like to kill myself, right? So some people don't like computer logs. They like to kill themselves. But I don't. So I might fudge my logbook a teeny tiny bit. But with computer logs, you really can't do that anyways. But back when we had paper logs, I would shave 10% of my logs all the time. And if I needed to, I'd shave more, because my dispatchers were always breathing down my neck. Oh, this is a hot load. It's got to get there yesterday. Well, I just picked it up today. Well, you're late. It's like, come on, people. And but these guys, they don't do that. They seem very flexible. It's like I got my 2 Rand McNallys and my Google Maps on my dash, and I look at, when I get loaded, I look at my Rand McNally and I say, okay, Rand McNally says I'm gonna get there at blah blah time, right? I tell them I'll be there, because one Rand McNally tells me one time and another one tells me another. They both give me a little bit extra time, but it's like 15 minutes off, maybe 30. And so I'll say, okay. So I'll say I'll be there between the time one Rand McNally says and the time the other Rand McNally says. Unless I know I got to stop for a shower or something, then I'll add an hour. And they don't balk at it. I haven't had any trouble, So the biggest problem with the loads is the brokers. The brokers like to lie, I guess. And uh, so it's like today, um, I should have slept in. I left the house at like 5 a.m. and I had a 3-hour drive to Kansas City to deliver. And I got there at 8:30. I was told the appointment time was 11, and I was also told that I might be able to get unloaded early. So it's a gamble, right? So I got there at 8:30, and they said, "Oh, the appointment time is at noon." I'm like, "Okay." I was told different. Well, they lied to you, blah blah blah. So, basically, but they couldn't unload me early. They were low staffed. Their dock was full of crap. It's like, we got to get all this stuff out of the way before we can unload anybody. We got people here backed up. Da 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 da. You got to leave. So I had to leave. And I tried to take a power nap. I was tired, but I wasn't tired enough to sleep, so it's kind of sucky. But so I had to leave and come back, and then I came back and they were cool. They unloaded me. Blah blah blah. I got there at like 11:30. They got me in the door, got me unloaded. Then I ran over to get my other pickup, and it was in the caves. And I was in there for about 3 hours. And I ended up getting my power nap there. So now I'm like wide awake, but I'm out of hours. So, yeah. And, oh yeah, that broker didn't give us enough information. And of course I was in the cave, so I didn't have any cell phone signal. Luckily, they let me use their phone. And I, had to use a landline to call in and get pertinent information so I can do the pickup. So I'll be at Chicago. I got 360 miles I got to drive tomorrow morning. I'll be in Chicago around 2-ish, maybe 1. And I'll make my delivery, but by the time I get loaded tomorrow, I won't have hardly any hours. So I may not pick up tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a drop and hook for me. But a lot of our loads do go to Chicago, especially if you're regional. Wow, this is already an hour long. Can't believe it. A lot of our loads do go to Chicago. So if you're a regional driver, over the road, I guess the over the road guys don't see Chicago that much. Only the regional guys do, and obviously local guys. So, anyways, I can't believe I was talking for a whole freaking hour. So I guess I'm going to cut this off there. Overall, I like HMD. If you're thinking about hiring on, I say give them a shot. Like I said, the worst case scenario, you might get a crappy dispatcher. Give them a month. If it don't work out, get rid of them. Get you another one, And, or, give him a few weeks. If he doesn't work out, he, she, whatever, get another one. This other guy that was in orientation with me, he started out with a crappy dispatcher. I didn't even like him. The first load, he had this guy all jacked up. And I didn't even have to deal with the guy, and I didn't like him, So, like I said, if you get a bad dispatcher, get rid of them. Get another one. You may, just like dating, you may have to go through a few of them to find a good one. But, there's some good ones there. At least there used to be. I have faith. So maybe they got to do a better job on the other end finding decent dispatchers. And I don't know how hard it is to find a decent dispatcher. I haven't asked them. But like I said, overall, I'm not complaining. I was probably the last couple weeks because I didn't like my dispatcher. But I would endorse HMD. It's probably one of the best dry van companies I worked for. What was this? Summit Express? Yeah, Summit Express. I liked them. I don't know if they're a good company still, but they used to be a good company. That was a dry van company I liked to work for. That's still around. The other one that I liked, they're not around anymore. They went bankrupt. So, and I'm not a dry van fan. You know, I don't like general freight. I'm tanker yanker. That's what I've been doing for the last 16 years. But these guys offered me 75 cents a mile, and I was just like, wow, okay. I'll give it a shot. You know, I did my homework. And like I said, I didn't hardly find any negative reviews on the company. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's do this. And I'd say I'm 95% happy. So yeah, just as long as you get a good dispatcher, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be happy. So yeah, give them a chance. My truck number again is 1141. Yeah. And I almost always got my CB on, so if you see me, holler. Okay, bye.